In a moment that felt like time stopped for millions of fans around the globe, BTS's Jin wrapped his arms around Jungkook during a recent Weverse live session, and the simple gesture brought an overwhelming wave of emotion across the ARMY fandom. It wasn't just a hug. It was history, brotherhood, and everything BTS stands for, captured in a fleeting embrace that said more than 1,000 words ever could. Jin, the eldest member of BTS, has always played the role of a protective older brother, especially when it comes to Jungkook, the group's golden magne. Now reunited after fulfilling his military service, Jin's presence has added a renewed sense of balance and warmth to BTS's ongoing group dynamic, especially with Jungkook navigating the complexities of solo fame, world tours, and global brand campaigns. The hug happened organically, without any build-up or performance. As the two laughed, reminisced, and rehearsed a song live in front of their fans, Jin leaned over and pulled Jungkook into a genuine, heartfelt embrace. Jungkook, visibly touched, leaned into his hyung with a soft smile. The chat exploded instantly. "I'm crying," wrote one fan. "This is what love looks like," wrote another. Thousands of comments flooded in from across the world, echoing the same sentiment. It felt like coming home. For ARMYs who followed BTS from their humble beginnings, from cramped dorm rooms and long practice nights to sold-out stadiums and international awards, moments like this are a full-circle experience. Jin and Jungkook's hug wasn't just brotherly affection. It was a reminder of how far they've come together and how deeply connected they still are through the years, the fame, and the distance. The emotional moment also sparked waves of speculation. Could this be the soft launch of a reunion project? Are they rehearsing for a BTS comeback stage? Or was it simply a spontaneous display of love between brothers? Whatever the reason, fans agree. It was pure, unscripted BTS magic. From fan art and reaction videos to emotional tweets and tributes, the hug has quickly become one of the most talked about BTS moments in recent memory. It reminded us that BTS isn't just a band, it's a family, one ARMY wrote on X. And we're lucky to be part of it. Jin's return continues to mark a new era for BTS, one of reconnection, rebuilding, and rediscovery. And if a single hug can cause this much joy, fans can only imagine the emotional impact of what's coming next. For many ARMYs, this tender embrace between Jin and Jungkook wasn't just another cute moment to be clipped and shared. It was a powerful visual metaphor of unity, of a bond that transcends music, time, and fame. The duo, once the eldest and youngest members of a rookie group struggling to find their place in the K-pop industry, were now sitting side by side again after years of individual journeys, solo releases, and mandatory military service. This was more than nostalgia. It was reassurance. Reassurance that BTS is still very much BTS, that no matter where their paths take them, they will always come back to each other, and it came at the perfect time. With growing anxieties over military enlistments, solo debuts, and the uncertain future of full group activities, fans had been silently aching for signs of reconnection. The Weverse Live was already a gift in itself, but the hug? That was the emotional climax no one saw coming. It was gentle, it was quiet, and it shook the fandom to its core. What made it even more impactful was how unforced it was. Jin wasn't trying to be performative, and Jungkook wasn't caught off guard. It was as if they had both been waiting for this, to be on camera together again, sharing laughter, music, and now, an unforgettable physical display of affection. In a world where most idol interactions are calculated or polished for performance, this moment felt raw and profoundly authentic. Social media lit up instantly. The clip of the hug spread like wildfire across TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, garnering millions of views within hours. Fans from around the world shared their emotional reactions, some even recalling similar moments from BTS's early years, when Jungkook was a teenager who often leaned on Jin for comfort and guidance. "It's not just a hug," one fan wrote in an emotional thread that quickly went viral. "It's Jin saying, 'I'm here. I've always been here.' And it's Jungkook saying, 'I missed this. I missed you.'" Others noted how the embrace felt like a soft promise of reunions to come, of songs yet to be sung together, of stages still waiting for Seven Shadows to appear again as one. Even Korean media outlets began reporting on the viral moment, noting its overwhelming response from international fans and speculating on its significance for future BTS group promotions. BTS's heart is still beating as one headline read. And truly, in that moment, it felt like the world was breathing in sync with them. Behind the scenes, HYB has remained relatively quiet about what's next for BTS as a group. Yet small moments like this one, a hug, a shared song, a Weverse Live, speak louder than any official statement. They are reminders of the quiet flame that continues to burn in the hearts of each member. And for Jin, who once said he wants to be the shoulder everyone can lean on, this gesture proved he still lives by those words. As the live stream continued, Jin and Jungkook joked, teased each other, and sang together like old times. The mood lightened, the energy lifted, but the glow of that hug lingered, a quiet warmth that would carry fans through the coming days, perhaps even months. IT wasn't just about that moment. It was about everything that led up to it, the long road from training rooms to stadiums, from enlistments to discharges, from solo stages back to shared screens. And it was about everything that it pointed to, the hope of a full reunion, the dream of an OT7 comeback, the promise that even after all the changes, the heart of BTS beats strongest when they're together. For Jin and Jungkook, the hug may have been a simple expression of love. For ARMY, it was a lifeline, a reminder, a gift, and in a fandom that has weathered so many transitions over the past 2 years, sometimes that's all you need to believe again. In the hours following the live broadcast, hashtags like #JinHugJungkook, #OT7Forever, and #BTS Reunion trended worldwide. Fans began creating compilations of past moments where Jin comforted Jungkook, from old Bon Voyage episodes where he tucked him in, to Run BTS episodes where Jin's teasing masked his protective instincts. It became clear that the hug was not just a one-off moment, but part of a long, unspoken history of brotherhood that fans had witnessed for over a decade. Korean and international news outlets alike picked up the story. Variety, Rolling Stone, Billboard, and even the New York Times entertainment section ran brief editorials highlighting how this single moment became a viral sensation. Not just because it involved BTS, the biggest boy band on the planet, but because it reminded the world of something sorely missed in modern entertainment: sincerity. There's something universally healing about seeing two people reconnect after being apart for so long, said one pop culture analyst on a morning news segment. This isn't just celebrity fan service. It's an emotional bridge between generations, cultures, and experiences. Fans of other groups also joined the conversation, commenting how rare it is to witness such open affection and vulnerability, especially among male idols in a world that often polices masculinity. Jin and Jungkook broke through that mold with ease, and they did it not for applause but for each other. But this wasn't just about warmth. The hug symbolized survival. Both men had endured the exhausting idol system since their teens. They'd gone through years of training, global fame, burnout, and most recently, the isolating experience of mandatory military service. To see them emerge from it not just intact, but still loving and leaning on one another, was a form of healing not just for fans, but perhaps even for themselves. Jungkook, known for being emotionally expressive, looked visibly moved during the live stream. Though he quickly returned to joking around and singing, there was a soft shine in his eyes that betrayed a deeper layer of gratitude and longing. Jin, always the composed eldest, smiled gently, a calm, assuring presence that mirrored his years of taking care of his younger members behind the scenes. And the post-live stream chaos. Fan artists flooded Twitter and Instagram with drawings capturing the hug. Some depicted it in surreal art styles, with galaxies swirling in the background, or their silhouettes glowing like stars. Others turned it into digital comic strips, reimagining what Jin might have whispered in Jungkook's ear at that moment. Thousands of fans added captions like, "You've grown so well," or "I'm proud of you." It didn't matter if the words were ever spoken. The emotion was real. Even non-fans began to take notice. TikTokers unfamiliar with K-pop shared the clip with captions like, "I don't even know who they are, but this made me cry." The universality of the gesture, the reunion, the healing, the love, transcended language barriers. That's what BTS has always done best: remind the world what it means to feel. And now, with Jin back and more members set to complete their enlistment soon, speculation over a full BTS comeback has intensified. Though nothing is confirmed, this hug felt like a signal. Not an announcement, but an emotional indicator that the story isn't over, that the final chapter hasn't even begun. Fans are now combing through the live stream for clues.